which means somebody like Sheldon Rankins isn't getting talked about that much. What does he mean to this defensive front?
Well, I mean, first of all, we got a lot of respect for Sheldon and what he's done. He's one of the leaders on defense. He comes to work every day, and he's one of the guys I'm kind of talking about from a standpoint of he works to try to perfect his craft every day, and that's how you become a elite player. That's how you become a difference maker. Is not only are you battling the other people around you for playing time, but you're also battling to make yourself the best player possible. And if everybody does that, then our team's got a chance to be better. So that's really more important to me than anything.
What are your young cornerbacks that you've
corners?
Yeah.
I mean, I think first of all, you know, Tremaine's a guy that played a little bit for us last year. Had a nice pick in the scrimmage. You know, when you look at the other two guys, I think that you know, Jair's a guy that's done a solid job for us. You know, Culver's a guy that has shown flashes. So I think it's kind of nip and tuck, honestly, with all of them. They show flashes of doing what we want to do. I think the key thing is we just got to continue to be consistent. We're not there yet, but we're working, and we just got to keep our focus and continue to compete, and that's kind of what they've done.
When you lose all four starters in that secondary, how tough is that to do?
It's pretty tough because basically you're starting over again, and you know, it's something that we've kind of been through. I think obviously having Jair here mid-year has helped us tremendously. But it's kind of like you got to go make plays. You know, we grade every practice on your production, from effort to, you know, making plays to maybe not making plays. Because at the end of the day, it's about making plays on the ball. It's about tackling the guy. It's about when the ball is thrown to your guy, you know, going up and defending the deep ball or defending the ball in general. So we're really grading every position, you know, from that standpoint every day to kind of let them see where they are from a playmaking standpoint, from a production standpoint, because the only way you get better is you compete, and that's what we want to do.
Just a little over a week to the spring game. Do you like how the defense has progressed to this point?
I think we've done a solid job. You know, I think we got to continue to work and understand that we by no means need to be where we are, but we are working. We do improve. I thought there were some solid things in the scrimmage on Saturday, and we just got to make sure we take that workman's approach every day and continue to get better, because in this game, I mean, there's going to be some competitive teams you face, and if you want to reach the goals we want to reach, you got to be on top of your game, and the only way you get better is work every day. So that's what we're going to do.
How do guys?
Tony said the linebackers are taking pride. They want to be the best linebackers.
Well, I think.
I mean, is that something that you think is a realistic goal for that group?
Well, I think that all groups want to have a goal like that. I think, but when you look at the linebackers, they've obviously played well for us this year. I mean, this past year, we're looking for those guys to be our leaders, and with that does come some ownership within the defense and the team, and we're kind of expecting that, and they've done a good job so far. And I think as far as you know, where they want to stand, I think that, you know, they do work that way, and they do have pride in themselves and their work, and I think it's, you know, it's fine to want to do that. I mean, the key is going to be continue to put the work in, so that when fall gets here, you're able to go out and showcase your worth. So been pleased with it, and we'll continue to do that.
Was moving Keith outside, was that in part because they're so
yeah, I mean,
so good inside that it's hard for him to get on the field?
You know, I've always been a guy that's wanted to rank your players, and when you rank your top 11 guys that you have athletically, if you can't get your top 11 on the field from a general standpoint, then how do you do that? And you know, he's a guy that's got some speed. He can set the edge on the tight ends. He's got some pass rush skills to him. So the combination of those guys makes our team better. And you know, defense is about putting guys in position to make the one-on-one plays. You know, you try to create mismatches, whether it's in the run game or in the pass game, and you know, you got to let athletes win. So the move of Keith, you know, to outside was really one to allow us to get the best players that we have on the field at once. And I've been pleased with it so far. We just got to continue to work it.
The play of Rankins and Brown, how does that free up those linebackers to make
I think
plays?
anytime you got guys up front that can win the one-on-one blocks, it's going to force guys to maybe stay on a little longer, which frees up the backers. If they come off the block, the backers, and those guys are going to make plays. I think anytime you can be disruptive up front with your front guys, it makes your whole team better. It makes your run defense better. It makes your pass defense better. And you know, we kind of lean on those guys to be that kind of, you know, front. And they do work hard, they grind. So you know, really pleased with where they are. We just kind of continue to work.
Those dudes put up some pretty eye-popping numbers in the weight room when they sent
Yeah.
out those stats.
Right.
How do those kind of numbers translate to the field?
It varies. I think that when you look at football movements, you know, power clean, you know, broad jump, vertical jump, those are things that are explosive in nature. And, you know, those are, you know, defensive lines about suddenness, about quickness, you know, getting off the ball, those kind of things. And I think when you start looking at squat and bench press, those are your kind of brute strength kind of things. So like when you're engaged on a guy in the trenches, you know, you got the ability to separate with your bench press, or you got the ability to anchor on a double team because of your squat and those kind of things. So those numbers do add value too. And, you know, the thing about those guys is they play to their numbers. I mean, you know, a lot of times guys may have numbers, but it doesn't become functional strength. But those guys have functional strength and are able to apply their numbers to the field and what they do.
You knew they were strong, but did those numbers even surprise you?
I was pleased with their progress because they've continued to work even from last year. And that's the biggest thing I saw is you saw guys that continue to work and grind and get better from last year, which is big for me.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.